Hi, Girly Pop Society. Today we're in for such a special treat. We sit down with Kelsey White, a mother of two, married to the love of her life, and an incredible birth videographer and photographer. She went from absolutely terrified, can't even imagine herself in motherhood, pregnancy, birth, to falling in love with the process and making it her whole career. So, Girly Pops, if you're terrified to give birth, this is an episode you don't want to miss. We believe a birth story doesn't begin with labor, it begins with her.
Welcome to Girly Pop Birth Talks, where we go beyond the delivery room. Each week, we interview a woman just like you and unlike you about her pregnancy, her birth, and also her becoming, and what led her to the most transformative experience of her life.
So grab a drink, a snack, and cozy up, because around here we go from laughing 1 minute to crying the next.
As we listen to the stories that shape us.
Because birth isn't just about babies, it's about the women who rise in the process. Kelsey White.
Yes.
Welcome
Hello.
to Girly Pop Birth Talks.
Welcome.
Hello.
I'm like so excited to talk
An
to a
icon
birth worker.
in the birth community.
Oh my gosh.
I just like get obsessed with like the why. Like what
Like,
brought,
how'd she get here?
like, because this is not for everyone. Like
Yeah.
no one chooses to get called at 2 a.m., crawl out of your warm, cozy bed with your kids and go to a
True.
birth, which is the best thing in the world.
True.
But not everybody wants to do that.
Not
Yeah.
everyone wants to do that. Like Ariel.
No, I like that my job is pretty much daytime.
When we first started working with Ariel, we would be I would be like, this baby was like not eating or whatever. And I would call her at 2 a.m. and she would just like would not answer.
I would
And
answer, but I would say something like not helpful. And I remember one time going to bed and being like, I just did my job. And then in the morning I realized I said like, feed the baby.
Yeah.
Like not helpful. They're like, how much do we supplement a baby? And I'm like, supplement.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyways,
know.
so she made us like an emergency sheets to use in the
Okay,
middle of the
so not
night.
helpful.
And now we
Okay.
don't call her.
Yeah.
She's
smart.
not someone you wake up at 2 a.m.
Okay.
unless it's for like the boom.
For the
The
baby.
boob?
Not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like a baby can wake her up for the boom.
Oh yeah, I'm up right now all the time and
Yeah.
happy to answer texts. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We
Sure.
like DM back and forth at night, these Instagram reels.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Kelsey, tell us about you. Your family, what do you do? We're talking about it, but we haven't even said.
Ma'am,
What?
you're not a little thirsty?
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
how could I forget?
So, Kelsey, we have the tradition here at Girly Pop Birth Talks because we're just little thirsty girls.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
I've heard that you're an artist.
Okay. Yes, I am. I
So,
guess.
can you make a tune for us?
Oh.
Oh, that kind of artist. You want her to write a song right now on the spot?
Just give us a little tune.
Da-da-da. Oh, keep going.
She's gonna sing a song.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening.
I didn't know I was the instrument.
You are everything.
Oh.
It's mocktail time, Kelsey. One day we'll nail down the song.
Yeah, we've been trying something different every time.
Okay, so you have the new iconic for the rest of the season. This is the cup. This is an Anthropology Cloud
Ooh.
Icon Cup
Ooh. Fancy.
for Kelsey White.
Okay, don't drop it.
So,
Yeah,
since
what's
I
the
know you
recipe?
outside of the
Okay.
podcast,
Okay.
I know you like the Ollipops and the
Mhm.
poppies and stuff. So this is a strawberry vanilla
Ooh.
Ollipop
Ooh,
with some coconut milk on top, and that's it.
beautiful.
I hope it's good.
Okay. Are you guys going to
Give me-
drink it with me?
Yes.
Yeah, one's
Should we
still
cheers
shipping,
it?
so we have a sub.
This is the substitute glass. Dripping.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers.
to an amazing episode.
Okay, so you're going to hear wet noises there.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's a little coconutty for me.
What's it? It tastes like a Mexican popsicle.
Oh,
A Mexican coconut popsicle.
I feel like it was like the coconut cream was
This
like
is my
on
wrong
top.
hand. Can you help me? Can
What do
you
you-
like? Is that your right hand?
Yes.
What do you need?
Just like a little.
A little mix.
Oh, that's scary. Going like this. Okay, so now we go back to
Okay.
the question,
Okay.
Kelsey. Who are you?
Okay.
What do you do?
Am
Tell me
I?
about your family.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm Kelsey and my family. I'm married. I don't know who to look at.
Both.
Whoever's prettiest.
Oh my gosh.
This
Okay,
is what it's
who are
like.
you married to?
Jordan.
Jordan
White.
Jordan and Kelsey.
We will be married 12 years.
Oh my God.
In September.
So you were
next
like,
month?
so probably like 20, 21, 22 when you guys first met.
Sure. I think like 23.
Oh my God.
I think we got married when I was 24.
Fast.
Okay.
Well, can we pause really quick? And I was telling her that you have a really interesting story of like meeting Jordan, or really like getting together.
Oh, sure.
And I would love to hear that.
Okay. Quick version. It was December. I was leaving for Australia 3 months later, and I was like, hey.
I've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Great Barrier Reef?
No.
Have you ever seen a great white shark?
No.
Okay. So you guys
I
met
went
at
to
church.
Australia and did not go in the water.
Did you go to Bondi Beach?
Yes. That's where I was.
watched that show,
Yeah.
Bondi Beach.
Okay.
Have you ever?
I was there.
Were you taken out in the rift?
No, I did not go in the
Oh,
water.
that's right. No water.
Okay, we're moving on
Anyways,
from the water.
Said, I'm going to Australia. I'm not going to talk to you while I'm there.
Classic.
Yeah. And also was like, hey, I don't know if I'm coming back. And so
What brought you to Australia?
he was like I was doing like this like mini church
Mission?
internship.
Oh, okay.
Internship.
Okay.
Yes. And so but he was like, you're gonna come back, we're gonna get married. Like he instantly knew. Like when we like met, he was like, you're the girl for me. And I was like, I don't know. And so I was like, I'm just gonna go to Australia and we'll see if I come back. And he was like, you're gonna come back. So I was there for 3 months, came back, and I still was like, yeah, I still don't know if I want to date you. But shortly after, I was like, okay, let's just date. Let's just see how this goes. And so we started dating that following December. So we knew each other for like a year, started dating. And then it was like a couple of weeks, and I was like, yeah, I'll marry you. Like, let's get married.
Was there an official proposal?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In June. So we dated for like 6 months, got engaged, and then we were married within 9 months. We got married that following September.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So once I like figured it out, then I was like, yeah, all right, I'll marry you.
What's your favorite thing about Jordan?
I just love that I felt like safe and comfortable with him, like the most safe and most comfortable. And he was like my calm. And still is my calm when I don't live in a state of calm. So
I want to know, you get married at 24-ish. When did you have your first son?
I was 29.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a good solid 5 years of just kind of being married because I guess that is a funny part of how I become a photographer or a birth photographer, because I was terrified of birth. Terrified. Never really wanted to be a mom. Like never really saw myself as a mom, even though like I was kind of like the mom of my friend group anyways. Like I definitely had those like tendencies. But like never really wanted to be a mom. Like did not babysit growing up. I remember I actually babysat for a family once. And they were like, it's fine. The kids will be sleeping. Like, you'll be fine. And I was like, okay. And then like one of them like woke up and I called them. I was like, come home. Like they're crying, come home. Like that's how like anti-children, like I was just not mom material.
So was the 5 years like intentional? Like we want to just get to know each other, be married? Or was it like, I don't know if I want kids?
Probably both. Like we wanted time to get to know each other still and just kind of like live life before we had kids, because I know like that changes everything. But also, yeah, I just really was like, I just don't know. Like even as we started to get to like my 28th birthday is when I was like, okay, like we want kids and I don't want to have kids when I'm 40. Like I know people do that, but like I don't want to wait too long. So like let's try this. And even into that, like I still was like, I don't think I'll ever be ready. So let's just see what happens. So yeah, went off birth control August 2017 and got pregnant 4 months later and was surprisingly calm and like,
I was going to say, were you still terrified of birth at that point?
It's wild because like I remembered like having a conversation with a friend like a couple weeks prior and being like panicked, like maybe we shouldn't be trying. Like I am not ready for this. Like we should not be doing this. Like truly just like panic. But when I finally like took the test and I was like, I'm pregnant, it was like a total like supernatural like peace and calm. Like, okay, we're doing this. Like this is happening.
Wow.
And I think I started kind of, since we were talking about babies, and like I started listening to, I watched The Business of Being Born, and
Because that's pretty rare to just like.
How'd you hear about that?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I was just like, if I'm going to do this, like, I want to be prepared. That's what it was. I wanted to know everything that could possibly happen to me. I didn't want any surprises. Like, I just wanted to know everything. Because, like, I wasn't really, like, I didn't learn about birth, like, as a kid or anything. I didn't really talk about it. Wasn't exposed to anything, really.
Did you hear anything from your mom? Like, I'm wondering where the fear came from.
I
or
think
was it an unknown?
I think it was just society tells you birth is scary. You see it on TV, the scary, the panic, the run to the hospital, and just the screaming. And so like that, in my mind, I was, well, sometimes I still felt like nothing that big should come out of something that small.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't make sense. And so I truly was just like, if I'm going to do this, like, I just want to know everything that could be like possibly happening to me. And so, yeah, so something drove me to watch that. So I watched The Business of Being Born, and that truly like changed it for me. And I was like, my body is like meant to do this. And so I just kind of went on this journey of like, I'm going to listen to all of these podcasts, like positive birth stories. And I was doing Karen Welton, Pain-Free Birth. I was like in her Facebook group before she like launched like officially. And so like that was like monumental for me. So just kind of like soaking up all of this like information about like my body was like made to do this. And just really like believing like I'm going to have a good experience. Like I was like looking at my birth journal last night and for my first, and I wrote down, I have a feeling that I'm going to be that person who has a really good experience and almost enjoys this.
Wow.
And like, which is wild to think. My entire life, like I was terrified of this, like never wanted anything to do with like birth and pregnancy. And, but yeah, I just began to like really just believe and proclaim like, and like say out loud, like, I'm going to have a good experience, and just tried to do my hardest to just mentally prepare as much as I could. Yeah. I don't know where you want me to go from there, but
Yes. Just go into your pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah, pregnancy.
Yeah. So,
any,
okay.
like,
Yeah.
symptoms,
So we got
complications.
pregnant. I was definitely in denial when I took a while, like missed my period, and like still took me like 3 weeks before I took a test because
Oh my gosh.
I was like in denial. And also like my periods were kind of like all over anyways, but Jordan's like, you're totally pregnant. And I was like, eh. So like finally took a test. And I think in my mind, like I was kind of like expecting to like lose my first pregnancy. And so I think I kind of didn't allow myself to like be too excited, just because like I had so many friends who had miscarriages their first pregnancy. My mom like lost her first pregnancy. And so I just thought like, that's just something that happens. Like you just lose your first baby. And I actually remember going to my first doctor and taking a test there. And they were like, the test is negative. And so I was like, okay, in the moment, until she started to like try to make me feel better. And she was like, could be miscarriage, or it could be just really early or whatever. And then I started like panicking and
this
freaking
was 3
out.
weeks after your missed period?
Yes. Yeah. This was shortly after.
So it should have been like very clearly positive.
Yeah. Like yes. Yeah, probably even.
And you took no home test before this.
No, so I took the home test.
And then you made the appointment.
And then I made my appointment.
But you had a negative at the
OB.
OB.
And so she was like, let's go have you do some blood work. And so I went and did that. And they called me shortly after doing the blood work. She called me and she was like, I rechecked your test and it's actually showing positive now, which has never happened.
Gosh.
And I'm like, cool, love that. So she's like, so we'll just see like what your blood work says tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. And then they called me and they're like, your blood work's like off the chart. Like your numbers are off the charts. Like you're totally fine. You don't even have to like test again. Like you're totally fine.
Wow.
So like that was kind of like a weird, like, okay, like a little bit of a roller coaster there. But I was like, okay, like this is happening. Like,
did you like spiritually feel pregnant? Like, did you know that baby was with you?
No. I felt like, and it wasn't until I took that test that I started actually physically feeling like nauseous. And that's when my like nausea set in. And I ended up being like, when I went, so that was with that doctor, she wasn't delivering babies. And so I went and actually got established with another doctor shortly after that. And when I went and saw him like a couple weeks later, I think I was like 7 weeks. So I found out very early. And yeah, so then I was nauseous just for like that whole first 13 weeks or whatever. I never threw up, never got never got sick, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was actually like, again, expecting that because I always thought like my body was like really sensitive, and like I got sick on birth control. And so I was like truly expecting like being like miserable pregnant, and I was nauseous for 13 weeks. And then I had like a super easy pregnancy the rest of the way. I loved being pregnant, which is again like something was really, I remember like 20 weeks I was doing my belly photos and taking pictures, and I remember looking at one of the pictures and like bawling my eyes out, just being like truly incredibly like amazed at like what my body was doing. Or I remember like laying on the couch and just like looking at like my little bump starting to form and just being like, this is wild. That like I was terrified of this. Like I was terrified of getting bigger, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing my body has ever done.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just
I have
such an amazing,
goosebumps.
it was such an amazing experience to just be like, I was terrified of this. And it's like, it was just wild to think like they say like kids change you, and I'm like, he's not even here yet, and he's already like just changing my life, like of just like falling in love with like what my body can do, and just changing my life.
As a Christian, what was your like faith like during this time? And like what was your faith like having like like not knowing if you wanted to have kids, and then that transformation? Did you feel like God was in that work in you, or
I mean, I'm sure he was. I don't think it was anything that it's not like I prayed. Well, I know, I'm sure I prayed like, okay, God, like, because I remember basically being like, I'm never going to be ready for this. So whenever it's the right time, like, just let it happen. And so just kind of trusting like that he was just going to kind of like carry me through it. And so.
and he did?
Did you work in a church at this point?
Oh, yeah. We
Okay.
When we got married, we worked in a church for 8 years.
So I'm just curious, like that reminded me, in the church culture, did you feel any like shame or anything that you didn't want kids? Because sometimes I feel like it's very like expected, like you will.
Sure.
Yeah, 5 years is a long time in a
Like
Christian
you should have
marriage.
kids quickly and lots of them.
No, I don't really think that was like a thing. Like Jordan would make comments about especially when we were getting married really fast. He was like, this baby's coming whether we like it or not. Like, so there was just like lots of jokes about like nothing. No, there was no shame or anything like that. No, I didn't feel anything. And I think deep down, I always knew like we'll have kids, like I'll have kids. It was just like a truly like, I don't know that I'm cut out for this. Like it was just, even just like to imagine my body getting bigger was like a really big, like hard thing for like my mind to grasp. And then yes, just like being a mom, I'm like, how do you just know what to do? Like, and just
Okay, so pregnancy was pretty smooth.
Mhm.
I also was going to ask, were you doing photography at this point?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
shooting weddings, like shooting my own wedding, second shooting, which is wild for me to think about now.
So you were just a wedding photographer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly weddings
Okay.
and some families, but yeah, I was shooting weddings like pretty pregnant, like 30 weeks
crazy.
pregnant. I think I was at my last one. I was
Oh
like,
my gosh, on your feet all day.
that's wild to think that I was doing that. Yeah.
Okay. So during your pregnancy, what are you thinking about, like where you're going to have your baby, how you want to do it?
Okay.
Like what was your kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, I established with this new doctor and was asking them questions like, this is kind of my plan. Like, I really want to have a hands off. I want to labor as long as at home. I'd like a delayed cord clamping. And she was like, yeah, like a minute's long enough. And I was like, okay.
What year is this?
2018.
Okay.
And I just remember, and then I ended up hiring a doula around like 37 weeks, I think. And having conversations with her, and she was like, because I was set to give birth at a hospital, and she was like, you might want to switch hospitals based on the experience that you're wanting to have. They're very more medical than what you're going to be wanting to have. And so she was like, you should move to this doctor, and if you can, whatever. So I ended up moving providers at 36 weeks.
Wow. And just for the moms listening, what was that process like? Because a lot of physicians are like, I won't take you after a certain gestation, or like, you can't abandon care, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was worried about that, but it was totally fine. They were like, yep, we can take you. And I was like, great.
So you just have to ask is like what
Yeah.
the key is.
Yeah, I just asked. I just called, said, do you have
Wow.
availability? This is my due date. And they said yes. And so, yeah, so I ended up switching providers, was nervous because I was going from a female to a male. And I was very nervous about that, just feeling comfortable with a male. And I felt more comfortable with him than I actually did with any of the other female doctors I had seen. And then I kept being pregnant up until 40. We got to like 40 weeks and hadn't really, like, I think I was feeling things then, but then like as we kept getting closer to like 41, my body was like, I'm feeling nothing. Like I'm walking, I'm doing lunges, I'm feeling nothing. And so we did end up having to set a like induction date. The Monday, it was October 8th was going to be my induction date. And
Had you taken, oh yeah, you took pain-free birth as like a birth course.
Oh yeah, we
That's
did
what
do.
was,
Yeah, it was like an unofficial birth because she wasn't really
was like
like
the
an
early
official.
days.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
so
it was
cool.
literally like Facebook videos of her like
oh my
in her
gosh.
kitchen talking to the camera,
Oh.
like the
How'd
raw.
you find that?
Through church actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so and that was honestly like her. I still will send my notes to like some of my friends from her course because and I like recommend her course to everybody because it was not just like the religious side of it, which I think that was good, but like honestly just like learning the physiology
Yes.
of birth
So
and
important.
like how to prepare for contractions, the mental game that birth is like about how like if you fear these contractions your body will tighten and it will hurt more like and how like your sphincters work and like just truly like how your body works and how it like I just like I get chills thinking about it because I'm
so
like it's
crazy.
just wild like how much of a mental game it really is. And then also she taught this like position for back labor, which was very key for me in my labor. And so, yeah, so there's just lots of things from her course that were like huge for me. But yeah, and then we did end up doing like a course at the hospital as well. They showed me this is how big you're gonna get, and like, and I'm like, okay. And so like it was fine, but it was like her course was definitely like watching, the business of being born, and then her going through her course was like that was it for me. And then all the podcasts that I listened to, just listening to like positive stories were like super helpful. But yeah, we got to October. I'm gonna look at my notes.
Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna look at my notes.
This was almost 7 years ago.
Almost 7 years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, so we got to October 5th. I was 41 in one day, and
Were you okay? Because I was not okay when I hit 41.
I was okay
good.
because I was sleeping. The heartburn. I did have really, really bad like acid reflux, where like I was like sleeping propped up on my wall.
Oh my
like
gosh.
that was brutal. But yeah, like I think I was still like he's easier inside. Like I'm not ready for him to come out yet. Like this is easy. So yeah, so for that one I was okay. But I also was like I don't want to be induced. And so anyways, so me and my husband had a night together and immediately after I felt a pop. And it was like 12:30 at night and felt a pop, and then I think went to the bathroom and I was like, what's going on or whatever. And then basically contractions started shortly after that. I think it was about 1 a.m. where I was like, yeah, this is happening.
Wow.
Went into instant panic. I was like, oh, I can't do this because it just, when you've never experienced a contraction, you're just like, you don't know what to like, you don't know what you're like going to experience. And so it very much caught me off guard. And I was like, if this is how much this hurts at early labor, I was like, I will not be able to do this. And my husband was like, nope, you totally got this. Like, he was just like, nope, you're going to do great. Like, and so it took me a minute just to kind of, I guess, ground myself and get into like my rhythm of like basically kind of getting on top of the contractions rather than like tensing up and like bracing for them. So I think I started out like on all fours, just kind of like on our bedroom floor. Just kind of like, I don't know, waving with them, just being on all fours. I started to get back labor. And that's when that tip from the pain-free birth course came in. And so basically
Yeah, share it for all the
I
moms
yes.
listening.
I think there's a proper name for it. It's like a spinning babies technique, and I don't know the actual like abdominal lift and tuck is I think what it's actually called. And it's just where like you get your back up against the wall, you bend your knees, get on your tippy toes, and then lift your belly as high as it can go and kind of tuck your pelvis in, and you just kind of sit there, and that is how I labored for like 3 hours.
Wow.
I'm thinking of your feet.
I'm thinking of your quads.
I did not realize that you're not supposed to do that for
The
3
whole time?
hours.
Yeah.
But it was working, and I was like,
Wow.
I'm not feeling pain.
Wow.
I'm feeling pressure, and it was working. And so
Labor's funny like that. Like once you find what works and it has to make 0 sense,
Mhm.
it's like I will not do anything but this because this is where it's most comfortable.
yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
So like basically was doing wall sits for a couple of hours.
Did your
And
doula come at this point?
no, doulas never came. I was contacting them, and they're
Okay.
like, when I first contacted, they're like, it's early labor. You're totally fine. Just sleep. And I was like, I cannot sleep. So I was like getting into bed, and then every contraction going and sitting against my wall, and then getting back into bed. And
Kelsey.
honestly, I was just like annoyed because I was like, I can't sleep. And then Jordan's trying to sleep. So I was like, I'm going to need you because I think I had been up since 7 a.m. the morning before, no nap that day. And I was like, I'm going to be so exhausted. I need you to be able to rest at all. So he's trying to sleep while I'm just kind of like laboring on my own. And then 4:30. So this all started at 12:30. 4:30 hits, and I start grunting.
Mm.
And
See, this is the one thing about childbirth ed that annoys me as a doula is that we talk so much about like labor's a few days or early labor can be 5 days long, but we don't necessarily prepare for like sometimes early labor is an hour and then active labor is a couple
precipitous,
hours
yeah.
and then you have a baby.
Yeah.
And if it's not hard, I mean, if it's that hard in the beginning and you're like talking, you can't talk through it. You can't lay down and you like have to stay in the same position.
yeah.
Well, and I wasn't going to say anything because I'm sitting next to a doula, but like as a non-doula, I'm really tired of hearing stories of doulas not believing women.
Yeah. It annoys
Like
me
we
too.
should be believing them the most.
Well, and as a doula too, like you are signing up to go to that woman when she needs you. And that doesn't mean she needs you when she's 6 centimeters. Like sometimes you need someone at 1 centimeter. Sometimes you need someone not in labor. Like,
Sure.
and I think that like is a little different. Like you just go.
Well, and to be
Check it
fair,
out.
like I think first time mom, I didn't know.
No,
I
I'm not
just was
saying
like, sure,
nobody
this
did
is early
anything wrong.
labor.
No, you're
like,
not
I
supposed
don't
to
know
know.
until like because I remember. Okay, so 4:30 I start grunting and involuntarily pushing. My body is now involuntarily pushing.
So we're at 4
now,
hours.
And we're at home.
Yes, and we're still at home, 30 minutes away from our hospital. And so now I'm calling my doula, being like, "Hey, my body's pushing," and she's like, why don't it, because she doesn't know like where I'm at because I'm still talking and she's listening to me on the phone and she's like, okay, well, it doesn't sound like anything, you know, like she's like trying to hear me or whatever. And then she says, go sit on the toilet. So then I do that and I'm like,
have a baby.
and I'm like, I like feel, and just to kind of see like what's going on, I was like, I can feel his head. And I'm like to my like knuckle, I can feel his head.
Kelsey, this is so cool.
And then I'm like, I think maybe that was before. And then she's like, sit on the toilet. So then I'm like, okay, now I can feel his head even lower. And she's like, I think it's time to go to the hospital.
What is Jordan doing?
He was sleeping this whole time.
Oh my gosh. And you're calling your doula
Yeah.
while you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then I wake him up. I'm like, hey, babe, we got to go to the hospital.
Hey, babe, I think it's probably time.
Yeah. So
wanna see the
I
baby?
finished getting ready.
It's right here.
You finished getting ready?
I finished getting ready.
Wow.
It's 5 a.m. when we're heading to the
Where's
hospital.
your butthole? Like,
What do you mean?
well, when the head is there,
Yeah.
your butthole's out in the
These are
best way
things I like to
possible.
forget about. Anyway.
I don't know. I didn't check that part.
I mean, it's amazing that you got ready.
Right.
So we're heading to the hospital. I'm still making like conversation. I'm making jokes because I
gosh.
was really upset that I was gonna miss a sale.
What sale?
Honest, I I think it was like a belly butter like sale or something that I was like
What?
really bummed I was gonna miss the sale or something. I can't remember. I think that's what it was though.
Man.
Yeah, so I'm like making jokes on the way to the hospital. It was uncomfortable because my body was pushing for a 30-minute drive. Luckily it was in the middle of the morning, so like my husband was able to get there very quickly.
Were you pushing through it, or were you like breathing through it?
I think I was breathing. I was not trying to push because I did not want to have him in the car. So 5:30.
Sorry, I have so many questions.
Yeah, no, go.
Was there like bloody show? Was there mucus?
I don't remember any of that. I'm sure there was. I think there was, like, not in the car, but like maybe I don't remember. But we got to the hospital at 5:30. Check me in. I'm like on all fours on the ground, just being like,
Oh my
can we
gosh.
please just get me to bed? Like, what are we doing here?
Like in the hallway?
yeah, like in like the welcome, in front of the welcome desk. Like, let's go.
I'm just picturing you like,
Yeah, literally. I just remember being like, what is taking so long?
oh my gosh.
Isn't
And
that so annoying? Can I get your first name?
yeah,
Can I get my baby's
Which
first name
they-
too? Because he's here.
which they did not like do the whole check-in process, and luckily my doula got there before me, so they kind of prepared them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, and so they check me and they're like, yep, like she's ready, like let's start pushing. So they call whatever doctor was just on call, which was a huge bummer. My doctor was actually very upset that they didn't call him.
Oh.
Because Jordan actually really wanted to catch the baby, but
Mm.
because this other doctor came in that wasn't my doctor, it didn't happen. Anyways, and so I'm just kind of like draped over like the back of the hospital bed, and I remember this doctor being like, do you want to flip? It'd be a lot easier. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Like,
Be a lot easier for who?
yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna move. Like, this is working. I think I threw up a little bit through my nose, which that sucked.
Oh.
Yeah, like that was, and I think I had like spaghetti, and it
Oh.
was like not great. Yeah, it was
Did you
very
get a little
unpleasant.
noodle?
Yeah. No, just like red. Like, it was not great. Like, yeah. So like, but that was
Sorry
like a
about
tiny part.
Only a birth worker can drink through that. I'm like,
Yeah. Totally fine. Totally normal. And then yeah, they just were like, you're so close. And I remember pushing even like when my body wasn't contracting. No, do not do that.
Mm.
But I was just like, you're saying he's close, I'm just gonna get him out. Like, let's
Mhm.
just get him out. Because pushing definitely, I think it was Ring of Fire, like all of that, it just hurt. And I did not know how to support myself. And I watched the video, and my doctor was not supporting me at all. And so it was not
Physically
helpful.
supporting you.
Physically, she was not supporting me at all. And so, yeah. So then he's born.
How long did you push?
10 minutes.
Wow.
He was born. So yeah, we got there at 5:30, and he was born at 5:59.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. So
What a
wow.
dream
I
first
think
labor.
yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
first time mom.
It was, yeah, and it just kind of like flipped me over. Took me a minute. She kept being like, "Can we cut the cord?" And I was like, "Nope, like leave it alone." Like,
problem,
just-
lady.
Yeah. So I had to advocate for myself a few times, which was
Yeah.
kind of a bummer. But overall, totally fine experience in the sense of I was there for all of 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I pushed out a
Yeah.
baby. So
Oh my gosh.
but I do remember looking around and being like, oh my gosh, there's a whole room of people in here that like I didn't get to know. And so I literally be like, hi, I'm Kelsey, like introducing myself. Like, I just had to see you. Yeah. And ended up staying. Like, I had some postpartum bleeding, like heavier bleeding after. So like I ended up staying, but also because I was like, we're new parents and I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just stay as long as we
Mhm.
possibly can. Because this is safe.
you're like, do you rent out rooms here potentially
Yeah.
in a month?
Yeah, and I mean, it was annoying. They kept coming in. They're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you should really put your baby in the bassinet." And I was like, "Nope, he's gonna sleep right here with me." Like, but they were totally fine, and yeah. And then end up going home, and
Did you feel an instant connection with him?
okay. So when they first handed him to me, no, because he's just screaming, crying, and I think
Mhm.
it took me a minute to kind of like come
Well, that
back
was a fast
to yeah,
birth,
yes,
so, yeah.
yes, and yeah, it felt a little awkward. You're just holding, you're just like, like, what do I do with you? But I think it was shortly after I was like, especially when they're like, you want to put him in the, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
that's
like
what I was
this is mine now.
Wondering
like,
when you said that, like
yeah.
the stark contrast to you,
Mhm.
Kelsey 5 years prior.
Oh my gosh.
That's like, I don't think I'm cut out for this motherhood thing.
Yeah.
You know, if these babies make a peep while I'm babysitting, I'm out.
And now you have this bloody, vernexy,
Yeah.
screaming baby
Yeah.
on your raw, unmedicated postpartum body.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like
And
that.
No, it was a pretty, like, it was a flip of the switch. And
Yeah.
it was like instantly I'm a different person.
Wow.
And
That's so cool.
yeah, and it was wild. Like, I wish Jordan was here to talk about it, just because he got to like witness it firsthand. And I didn't, because I was just like in it.
Yeah.
But the way he's like described it, he was like, it was a flip of the switch, and you were in this.
You were Mama Bear.
You were, yeah, you were in this.
Any tearing or like besides the bleeding postpartum complications?
I did have like a minor tear, especially since I was pushing without contractions. Like, and also again, I didn't have a great video, which is why I do what I do. It was a GoPro, so it was terrible quality. And like a nurse stepped right in front of my video while he was being born. But
Kyle's
then like
shaking his head in the
she
back.
moved, and so I got to see also deliver my placenta, and she's like pulling on it. So like I'm sure like it just wasn't like,
so
I'm
you
sure
left, you left that birth kind of like, that was amazing, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing is that was amazing, but there's something here that's not quite what I want it to be next time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
When you were home,
Yes.
baby was like coming.
Yes.
Was there any part of you like, I just kind of want to stay and have the baby? Or was it, we got to get to the hospital safe?
Yeah. We had to get to the hospital because I didn't know better. And that's just what I knew. That's just, you go to the hospital. Like I had,
and it's not a bad choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't into this world as much as I am now, obviously. So yeah, I just didn't know better. And I think being our first baby, we actually felt better about it because it's your first baby and you don't know, and that's the better place to be in case of an emergency. So yeah, definitely was like, yeah, no, we're gonna go to the hospital. And he did have the cord, which I guess it is totally normal. He did have the cord wrapped around a couple of times, but I was just very thankful he did not be born in the car, like, and that we didn't have like that situation on our hands of first time parents being like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
And that postpartum experience was when they're crying and you don't know how to help them and what they need, and you're exhausted, like you're sleep deprived. And so there was definitely nights of like tears of like, I don't know what to do for him. And like putting him down, and like Jordan just like pulling me in bed and like just letting me cry for a little bit, and like kind of like resetting, and then be like, it's okay, like we got this, like so
wow. Yeah, Jordan sounds like the hero of, I mean, you are the hero, but just a really reassuring person in like in labor, or even when you were like, right away, I can't do this. Like how important it is to have a partner that trusts birth too. Instead of a husband that's like, my wife's in distress, you know?
Yes. And I'm sure it's hard. Like he's like still he's like, let's never do this again, because it's really hard for a husband to watch your wife and you're just like, I can't help. And also the things that could possibly go wrong is going through their heads. And but no, he did a very good job of just like supporting me. And
so this was 2018.
What's this baby's name that you just had?
Lucas.
Yep. So firstborn Lucas.
Yep.
So now, because I'm thinking about your transition even in your job. So at this point, did you go back to weddings?
I'm done.
Okay.
I was like, I'm done. I'm out. I am home with my kid. I was working like another job, and I was like, I'm not coming into the office. Like, I will work from home. I was like fully in it. I don't want to miss anything. And I kind of told myself, I'm like, there will always be people to photograph, but like these little years are so like short, and I was like, I don't want to miss any of it. And so so I took a long break.
So you had Lucas, you're at home. When did you guys start talking about if you wanted another one?
Yeah, we knew we wanted them to be close together if at all possible. Like that was the goal. We wanted them to be able to do like life things together. And so looking back at my notes, like I got my first period around 10 months postpartum, and so we were clearly kind of trying around that time.
So started right away.
Yeah, it was pretty short after. I mean, yeah. Because we got close to like Lucas's first birthday, and I was like, oh, is this ever gonna happen? And then took a test like a week after, and I was pregnant. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So same thing. Like we got pregnant very quickly again, like within a couple of months. And then his pregnant his pregnancy was, so that's 2019 going into 2020.
Yes.
COVID baby, which was a wild journey. Like so not only were we going through COVID, we like as a family were going through so much. We stepped down from our position at the church. Jordan was leaving another job at the time, getting offered the day after another job. We were trying to move because our lease was up and we were in a 2-bedroom, and I was like, I don't want to do this in a 2-bedroom. Went through a ton of like, are we going to move, putting in applications, like all of this, like we're so close, and then for whatever reason getting denied for this house and just being like, okay, I guess we're just gonna like stay here. And like just not having any any support. There was no baby showers, there was no like celebratory anything.
What was his
it was
due
just
date?
I don't know, June 17th, June 19th, I think,
Of 2020.
Yeah, of
Okay.
2020.
It's like thick of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So just very isolating, very lonely, very thankful it wasn't my first. So it's like at least like I had baby things, but just a very lonely.
Yeah, I mean, still every baby deserves
Yeah.
that like time.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very lonely pregnancy. I actually, when we found out it was a boy, that was actually really hard because like we really wanted a girl. We've had a girl name picked out since like before we were dating.
Like you guys both liked the same name,
yeah,
right? I've heard this
yeah,
story before.
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
like we came up with the first name and then separately we came up with the same middle name together. Like,
Wow.
and we're like, I have the same middle name too. And so like finding out he was a boy, like that was actually really hard and very emotional. And then I felt bad because I was sad for a minute. And I was like, I don't want these like negative feelings to like go into my baby. So it took a minute to like process, okay, like we're having a boy, but then, and I really wanted a girl because I felt like Jordan was meant to be a girl dad. But then when I thought about me, I was like, I think I'm meant to be a boy mom. So this works out. But obviously like very quickly I was very thankful and like very excited about having another boy. Like they'll get to be best friends. And but yeah, just kind of like went through our pregnancy.
Were you at the same OB's office?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Until check my
Drum
notes. Check my notes.
I know how this story ends.
We changed providers again at 32 weeks.
Wow.
Because it was COVID and I did not want to even imagine Jordan not being allowed to be at my birth. And just all of that was going on there.
Pushing
and then
with the mask on.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh my
freaked me out.
gosh. Yeah. No, I was like that. Yeah. I was not about any of that. And then just was presented an opportunity that I was like, actually, our insurance changed. And I was like, it is going to cost the exact same for us to have a baby here and then it will be here. So we got to go to the birth center, California Birth Center. And yeah, so we got to move providers. And oh my gosh, like the care of the care that you get is night and day. Like there is no comparison to the care that you get at a regular hospital, doctor's office or whatever versus at the birth center. Because I remember like those appointments being like 5-10 minutes, like you're good, okay, we're good. And then at the birth center sitting down for an hour, like having conversations about everything, what's going on, like let's get into everything. So like just the care was just so different and in the best way possible.
I have a question about that though. So like going back to your first birth story, how did you think of the birth center? Like besides the COVID stuff, was it like, these things happened in the hospital and I want that to be different? Was there any fear about like it's a birth center freestanding, like it doesn't have that emergency option?
Probably more for Jordan actually. And it just happened that the day we were there, Kaleem, the director at the time, she happened to be there and we were able to have a conversation with her and just kind of get like some numbers and some stats and like some assurance basically of, and then also like, hey, everything that they have for the like resuscitation, all of those things, like we are prepared here. I think that was really helpful, just being able to have that conversation with her, because there is a little bit of fear of like, this isn't a hospital, like is this going to be so it was really helpful to that she just happened to be there that day.
Yeah.
That we were able to have that conversation. And
what about you had a 5.5 hour birth with Lucas?
Yeah.
Were you thinking about that this time? Because I feel like I always hear that they say like next time make sure you come early.
It'll be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
If you were my client the second time, I don't think I would have like been well in your on-call window. Just being like, okay.
You'd be in your car.
No, I'd just be thinking like my distance to the birth center everywhere I went.
So luckily, we actually lived 5 minutes down the road from the birth center. And I still barely made it in time.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So we hit 40 weeks, and this one was actually much harder. Lucas stopped sleeping for a while. Like he was screaming and crying for hours throughout the night, not sleeping.
When you were 40 weeks.
40 weeks.
And he's like a year and a half.
Yeah. And I'm physically more exhausted. This is your second baby. So emotionally, I was very done with this pregnancy, much, much quicker than I was with my first. So we hit 40 weeks. And then 41 3 days, I did a non-stress test. And I remember walking into that and, the person being like, I haven't done one of these in like 10 years. So I'm just going to like follow what the paper says. And I was like,
thanks so much for sharing that with me.
Yeah. I'm like, why would you ever say this to a mom who's here for a stress test?
I'm stressing.
It was, And so that was fun. And there was even like with his pregnancy, I remember, I think the 20-week ultrasound, they saw something. And so we ended up having to go somewhere else where it was like an impossible enlarged heart. And so we had to do a little bit more specialist testing or whatever. And then they were like, it's totally fine. It's nothing. They just are not very good at their jobs is basically what this person said. And I was like, okay, cool.
Love to hear that.
So there was a little bit more stress with this pregnancy, which was like really unfortunate. So we hit 41.3. We're doing non-stress tests. I'm now talking to my doula, being like, hey, like they want me to do castor oil because we're getting close to that. We're 41.3. Like
same doula as your first pregnancy?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that an easy decision to like you felt like that was a pillar?
Yeah. Less involved at the birth center and more so support for postpartum. I was like, hey, maybe some more postpartum support. Because once I was at the birth center, I was like, I feel very much in a line with these people. I'm not going to have to advocate for myself. I'm not a first-time mom. So there was less of that, but more so, hey, maybe some help after, like postpartum. And then also just kind of like leading through it, like questions like this, where I'm like, they want me to do this. I'm terrified. I've heard horror stories of taking castor oil. Like, what are your thoughts? And I really, really appreciated that conversation with her because she was like, actually, like, I just did it with my birth and I had a really good experience. She's like, you can have a good experience and it not be awful and horrible. And so I just kind of took that as like, cool, I'm going to take that. That will be my story. I'm going to have a good experience with this. 41.4, which was so like the day after so I was supposed to take the castor oil that morning. And
you had Lucas, at 41 and 1.
Yeah. So my babies like to chill.
Yeah. So now you're 41 and
41 and 4.
Uncharted territory. You've never been this far.
Yes. And I'm emotionally like, I want to die. Not sleeping and just hormonally a mess. And so I actually remember like that night putting Lucas to bed, and then I went and took a bath, Epsom salt bath, just to try to like really relax and just like really surrender and be like, okay, bud, like whenever you're ready, like we're ready for you. And also just not looking forward to the castor oil. But anyways, I was supposed to drink it that morning. Well, 3 a.m. I woke up to a pop.
Oh my gosh.
And
which is pretty rare for water to break twice.
Yeah. And I don't know that if it was my water the first time, like I never actually felt anything coming out.
I'm like
but this one, so again, I feel a pop.
I want to know what that feels like.
It wasn't my water breaking yet.
Oh.
But I felt something. And I like woke up to that. And oddly enough, 3:39. So that was 3 a.m., 3:39. I go to the bathroom. I'm coming back to bed. 3:39. Lucas wakes up and then my water breaks.
Oh my
like at the
gosh.
exact moment that he woke up, my water. That's when I was like, okay, this is actually my water because I'm like dripping
Maybe it's
on
like
the way
that
to the
first-
bathroom.
Isn't there? I learned that there's like 2 bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe.
The amnion and the
And-
chorion. Sometimes the chorion can break, but most of the time when people can feel and hear that audible pop, it's like the
Okay.
amnion.
Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever it was, I felt it.
popped.
It popped. I felt it because it woke me up. But yeah, so 4:30 contractions are
Did you go
Coming
see
strong.
Lucas? Or were you like, Jordan, you're on this?
No, I think that was I think I sent Jordan.
I'm just curious if
yes.
you like consoling your baby.
No, I did not
water
go
dripping.
in to see him at all. Because I think my body pretty much was like, labor's happening now.
Mhm.
So contractions are starting. Again, I'm getting ready to go to the birth center because I know like this will probably go quick.
Mhm.
I have a question.
Mhm.
What's your warm up like? Did you have like prodromal labor, or was there like
Zero.
no symptoms until labor starts for you?
Before I read my journal, I would have thought like I had nothing, but I did have contractions like probably for the weeks leading up to it here and there. Nothing intense.
Did you get checked at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think
Any
so.
like mucusy, like
I'm
mucus
sure there
plugs?
was. I didn't write it down in my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real.
I love that you can't remember that. Like, there's some unforgettable mucus
Oh,
as
yeah.
we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I did
Yours
not.
was not.
Yeah, I did not. But yeah, so 3 a.m. is when this started. 5 a.m. I'm feeling involuntary pushes.
Oh my
And I'm like,
word.
wait. Okay, so 3:39, we have the second pop.
yes, and that's when my water broke.
And then immediately,
5 a.m.
like 3 minutes later, you have a contraction.
Yeah, contractions are starting.
And they don't start like 8 minutes apart for you. They start
3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Is that what I wrote down? No, 2 to 3 minutes.
Woo.
Yeah.
And what do your contractions
seconds
feel like in
long.
that first little bit? Are they like practice
Was it
ones
the same
or
shock? We're like so excited.
No. No. I was more prepared for it to have,
Okay.
although I remember getting on all fours and I was like, this isn't helping. I was
Mm.
doing like my
you're like
lift and tug. It's not working.
my toes.
Yeah. I
The
was like,
panic
this isn't
when like
working.
the tried and true stuff isn't working.
It's not
I feel
working.
that.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
so
Well, and how labor's taught is it should be this gradual increase. And so for for precipitous births, moms, when it's like 0 to 100, that shock is not
Yeah.
easy to
yeah.
cope with.
But again, I'm mentally prepared for this and I'm expecting quick labor and like
Yeah.
this is what
You
my
got-
body does.
That's good that you
and-
knew. Yeah.
Yeah. And so luckily again we're 5 minutes down the road. So we got there at 5:15
Mm.
and he was born at 5:28.
What were those 2 hours like at home?
Not even 2 hours.
Yeah.
3:39 to it's like
about,
an hour and a
about
half.
2.5 hour was his total like labor.
So I can't even imagine that. Kelsey. I'm jealous.
was like, I know that I was like pooping myself on the on the way there.
No.
I was like, luckily I had a diaper on. Yeah, I was like, this is happening.
Stop.
Oh yeah,
I've
because
never
I'm like,
heard this part.
my body is just like
Having a baby.
pushing.
Yeah.
And so
Wait, in all
Uh-huh.
the birth stories that I've ever listened to, I'm not shocked by this because I've had 3 babies, but can we just talk about this?
I was like,
Nobody
yeah, this is
talks about-
happening.
That's so
That's
true.
Did
Like,
I forget when I said your butthole's out? That's why I was like the first labor. I'm like,
where's your butthole?
Where's your
What is
butthole?
happening?
You thought to put a diaper on, which is so smart.
Oh, I had been wearing diapers for weeks because I was just like peeing myself for weeks. So maybe my water, I don't know. Like
So real.
Gross,
I had
yeah.
no control. I had been wearing these for like weeks before.
These
So
were
I
her
was fully
girlfriends.
prepared.
Yeah, she's like,
This is what we do now.
okay. I mean, that's so real. Like,
Yeah, oh
you know,
yeah. So
pooping on
and
the
then
way.
so then like I'm there, I'm walking in, taking this off, and she's
Taking
trying
the
to clean
diaper
me off, like clean me
okay,
up.
wait. 3:39. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
so catching up.
Okay.
So we're on our hands and knees. Then we're on the
Yes.
wall, and
Nothing's
then
working.
nothing's working.
So I'm just kind of like breathing through it whilst getting
When do
ready.
we call the midwife?
Oh, the second labor starts, I call them.
Okay.
Hey, start the water.
Like,
start
literally
filling
fill the
up
tub.
tub. Yeah. And so, yeah, which she's a little bit further. So I think it was going to take her a little bit of time to get there. But yeah, I'm walking in the door, undressing myself. She's trying to clean me because I forgot. So she's like, hold on.
Oh my gosh, you forgot
me
there was
clean
poop
you.
in your diaper.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I had a little poopy.
I'm like,
we all been there.
I'm like, he's going to come fast.
Oh my
I lay on
gosh.
the bed and
So
did
not even
move.
the tub.
Oh no, didn't. She was filling it up and she did say, hey, there's a little bit of water if you want to get in there. And I was like, I watched this video to prepare for this. And I said, it's not that bad. I'm pretty good.
Oh my
I'm fine here.
gosh.
So I am still so calm. There's a couple of like vocalizations. I'm crying. Like every time I watch this, I'm crying because I am so calm and relaxed. And I'm like in total, again, this is another reason why I do what I do, because like watching this video back,
Is this another GoPro?
It is another GoPro because I did hire somebody this time. I did not contact her soon enough. And she was at the door while baby was being born.
Oh.
So she did not make it in there for labor. So yeah, just in case, we have a GoPro set up. And luckily, like, it was much clearer. But yeah.
Less people too. Like less chances that somebody's going to get in
Oh my
front
gosh.
of the
There was
GoPro.
like 7 people in my labor room with Lucas that I don't know. I knew 2 of them. And then this one there is
2.
actually, it was just Jordan, my midwife, and then the assistant. She walked in, like, she's like, oh, there's a baby coming out of her. You can see her face in the hallway. She's like walking by. She's like, oh,
This has happened.
yes, this is happening. And so, yeah, but just like so calm and just like,
Are you cry when you watch it because you're like
cry
amazed?
because I'm so amazed at like just watching yourself do this thing that you were like terrified of your whole
You're gonna make me
life.
cry.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cut that out.
No.
That's the transformation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the becoming. Like to go from terrified, and you said it earlier, but this is like the number one key I feel like every woman needs to understand is that we were made to do it. And so there's nothing to be afraid of. And it's like the craziest thing that we are raised to be afraid of, this thing that like we were designed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Birth.
Yeah.
I need to see this film.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great. It's just a GoPro.
I love GoPro
but
films.
It's so cool. Yeah, and at one point he's a big baby. Lucas was 7 pounds 9 ounces. Cohen was 9 pounds 11 ounces.
What a difference.
No way.
And going into his, I told myself, okay, don't push when you're not contracting. 1. But 2, I was like, I want to breathe him out. And that was like my goal. And so there was a point where he did get a little like, she's like, hey, like, let's get the rest of his face out. And she kept saying like, hey, just give me a little push. But I was like, my body is not contracting. I am not pushing. And so I was just like, she's like, hey, Kelsey, I need you to give me a little push here. Cause like his chin or something, like, let's just get the rest of his face out. So again, like, listen to your midwife. If she says like, give it a little push, like you can do that.
You can trust her.
Yeah, you can trust her. But yeah, I was just so like, I will not push if my body is not contracting. And I literally breathed this baby out.
This 9 pound.
And it was easier. Like there was, it was so much easier than Lucas, which again, it's your second, your body knows what to do. Like,
but
In
yeah,
the environment too. Like it's calm. There's only like 2 people there. It's
yeah.
trusting.
And I will show you. Like it was just,
and
the
you were on
coolest
your
thing.
side,
and
right?
I'm on my side for this one. Yeah, like just did not move. Like my leg is just kind of like up, like on her shoulder, just to kind of like brace for that. And and just like push. So like head's out, and then next contraction, body is out, and I just kind of like rolled over, grabbed my phone because Jordan caught him. And I was worried that the other assistant was blocking the camera. And so I picked up his phone.
What
You're
you were thinking
such
about.
a videographer.
This is what I'm thinking. So I pick up his phone and I start recording.
You did not.
And I'm just recording. Literally. You can see in one of the photos
funny.
that
Oh
I
my
sent you.
gosh,
It's a
yes.
screenshot from that video. You can see me just like... just videoing like he's just holding this giant baby.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, we're good. I did it. I'm done. And like there wasn't as much of a come to because I don't think I really had a chance to really like go into
2.5
Laborland.
hours.
Yeah. 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was,
and he was there.
yeah. And it's just the coolest thing I've ever done. Like,
Mm.
and I wish I could birth a million more babies because I like love birthing babies apparently.
That's
Yeah,
so
your
cool.
body.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I of course believe every body
Yeah.
is made to.
Yeah.
We just talked about this, but then there's
Yeah.
like there's definitely situations where it's like, yeah,
Yes.
you can go ahead and have like the majority of the population and like,
Yes.
yeah.
Which my first gynecologist, okay, this is like such a wild random story, but like my family is like friends with her because like all of my aunts went to her. And so my mom and my aunt and my gynecologist are like having dinner together. And so me and Jordan stopped by. And I remember my God, she made a comment like, what did she say? She said something like, she's got a great birthing pelvis or something like that.
She just could tell. This
No,
is before
she
you had
seen me.
Oh,
Or
okay.
like she had seen me.
No, she has
like
seen me.
She has
Yeah.
seen me.
She's seen.
And she's like, she's great for birthing babies. Like, and I
Wow.
was like, thank you. Or just at dinner, like, I think we weren't
But that's
even
a powerful
married.
thing
Like,
to say, because that is a gift. And not a lot of women, like a lot of kids that go in for birth control or go in for their first pap smear, providers will say things with good intent. They'll be like, oh, this is like Fort Knox, or oh, sorry, I have to use the smallest speculum. And that is like,
gonna stay with you.
that locks
Yeah.
in of like, oh, can I birth a baby if I'm so small? Or
sure.
I'm going to rip all the way because I'm so
Yeah.
small. So like,
Yeah.
what a gift
Sure.
subconsciously that she
Yeah.
gave you of
Sure.
like, you have so much room.
Yeah.
Like everyone needs to tell
Yeah.
kids and women that like your pelvis is a well, like there's
Yeah.
so much room for anything to come through.
Yeah. I will
Anything.
say too, I was actually getting chiropractor adjustments. That's something I didn't talk about, but like I was getting chiropractor adjustments for both of my pregnancies, and I do think that played a huge part of just like making sure like my body was like in alignment and ready to birth.
I agree.
Like I think I had an adjustment like the day before I birthed Cohen, and I truly do like say like believe that like that was super helpful. Obviously, I do like I remember talking to like my sister-in-law and just being like I do know like mindset plays a huge part, and obviously like physiology like does play a part too, and so like that is a part of my birth stories as well. But yeah, I just remember too with like Lucas's birth, so like my first birth, the harder one, just like being like I turned around and like 5 seconds later I was like, that wasn't so bad, I would totally do that again.
It can be that good.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And then,
like for the women listening, Kelsey's not lucky. Like this is how birth is intended to
You were
be.
afraid of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, it can be this good
yeah.
because it is good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's
And
just interrupted by life.
stuff.
yeah,
the
just
system.
society that just like makes it out to be this like scary thing. Cause like that's what, like I wasn't told, I don't remember hearing like friends say horrible birth stories or anything like that. It was just in my mind, even just like watching movies or something where I was just like, nope, this is a scary thing and it should not happen to your body. Like your body can't do this. And that's just what I believed my whole life. So like once I started like kind of ingesting other things and like positive stories, I was like, oh, like my body can do this and this makes more sense.
Right. It does make more sense. Like
yeah,
why?
like letting your body like not being on your back, like that to me, like I was like, that makes more sense to me. Like letting gravity play a part, like that makes sense to me. Like why
we don't poop on our backs? Why are we birthing on our backs?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm going to take a little credit for something that I don't even know if I get to take credit for.
Yeah, no, you do. You do.
So this is June.
You got me pregnant. No.
No, stop.
You've never heard this story.
I mean, I've been at your birth and I've seen your vagina, so
Mine.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So June 2020,
Yes.
I'm about to get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my COVID baby in April 2021, and I believe that was your first
You were my first
birth photography only at that
Yes.
point. You did do some video,
Yeah.
but like didn't put it together.
No, you were my first like video.
Okay. Yes.
Video. That was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
So
So tell me about that transformation.
okay, yeah. So basically, I have my babies. I'm obsessed with birth at this point. I
wouldn't be,
I
like,
went
with those
from
births?
I'm terrified of birth to now I'm crying watching random strangers on my Instagram feeds births. Like you can't open my Instagram feed because you might see things. Like
Yes.
and just loving it. I love it. And so yeah, I think I kind of offer. I believe I like offered and then quickly rescinded.
That was the
and
funniest
said,
part.
actually, never mind. Not because I had never been in someone else's birth space, which like that could, like, you don't know, like, what's going to happen there. But also, I've never photographed a birth.
How do you guys know each other? I don't know this.
So I was thinking about this when you said you got pregnant with Cohen. So Kelsey and you hired Kyle, my husband,
Our producer.
for a little family film or something. And then we hired you, or was it a trade? I don't even remember.
For your birth?
No, we did photos with Marin.
That's
And at
right.
that session, you were like, I'm actually pregnant right now. You told us that you were pregnant with Cohen.
Oh.
But we like barely knew each other.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, I just knew, like, I knew Kyle from
Just
photo,
like the
video
photo,
world, like,
yeah.
just started following him, and I was like, yeah, so I think we did have him
Started
do video,
like doing stuff, yeah.
and then quickly realized, like, our firstborns are, like, twins, even though, like, boy
it's
and girl.
really freaky.
Yeah, in, like, a weird way. And so, like, yeah, so we just started kind of hanging out a little bit after that. And then, yeah, I forgot I did do your family photos, and then, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how the conversation came up, but I think at some point during my pregnancy.
We were at your house. I remember being at your house.
You said something about it. Yes, you're right. Yes. And I feel like I'm the perfect candidate to be the first, like, test drive, because I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not chill about a lot of things, but that I was like, I have crappy iPhone photos of my first birth, so you cannot do wrong. I do that. Like, there's literally nothing you could do wrong.
Before this offer happened, was there like work in yourself that were like, I love photography, now I love birth, should I marry the two?
I don't think that took place until I did it. And maybe it was even after my second one that I did that I was like, this is what I'm meant to be doing. And yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like, I love photography and now I love birth. So like, this makes sense. Yeah.
So you offer.
Yeah. So I offered.
I
say, yeah, that sounds great.
And then I was like, maybe not.
Yeah. We like didn't talk about it for a few months. And then she was like, maybe not. And I was like, no, you're doing this. I'm like, Kelsey, you can't mess up.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be fine.
Yeah. And it really was like the perfect opportunity. It was a low stress.
Low risk,
low stress opportunity. Yeah. And so I did that and I was like, oh, I really liked that.
Yeah. I've never asked you about, like, I'm probably romanticizing something that was not romantic, but like, did you go home and get in bed and be like, oh my gosh,
okay, well,
this is what I want
when a
to
birth
do.
worker leaves a birth, it's like you are in the sky.
Yeah.
You felt that?
I wish I would have read. I didn't read your notes. Sorry. I was too busy studying for my own. Because I take notes after all of my births just to kind of like remember things.
Yeah.
And so I don't super remember. I do know it was specifically after the second one that I did that I was like, this is what I'm meant to be doing. And I actually, so like I hadn't been doing photography since 2018 when I stopped with Lucas. Like I just took a super long break. I think I did like maybe one wedding. I remember doing a wedding, leaving Lucas like once when he was a little bit older. But I went through, Lucas actually started going through another sleep thing. So then I was not sleeping for like 3 months. And this is when he's like a little bit older. And I was going through like, who am I? Identity crisis. Like I have never really been depressed, but I was like, I would have said like I was depressed. Like I was just lost. And just like, I'm no one, I'm just a mom. And not to say like that wasn't enough or like that was a bad thing, but I was like, I just lost myself.
We've all felt that.
Yeah. And so it was after yours. Because I think it was like 22 when I shot my second one. And I was like, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I was like, this is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
This is the spaces that I'm supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And we've got to do a few births together since like all of this, Ariel's birth and then a few other after that.
Yeah.
And I've been in many births and I've been in births where like the grandma's there and she ruins the birth because she's like terrified.
Brings her
fears, energy or whoever it is. It can even be a provider that just came from like a poor outcome coming into a normal birth or whatever the story is. But you have a gift. Like not only did you transform in your own births, but you are like a birth worker. Like you have that heart and soul and energy that's required in the room. We've even been through some births that are a little like wishy-washy or whatever, and you just are like the steady, trusting, like beautifully. I think I even like handed oxygen one time at a birth, and you were like,
probably,
yeah. She's just so chill. She's like, here you go.
Yeah, whatever you need.
I think that's what I put in my review after Layton's was like, you were just like a presence, but a presence that brought nothing in the best way. You know, like that's what you want.
She didn't
everybody
interrupt, didn't disturb.
Like I still picture like my eyes closed having Layton, and you feel the energies of everybody in the room. And it was just like calm.
Yeah.
Everybody's energy. And so I felt like, yeah, you're supposed to do this. Like you're not coming here like.
Well, and then the product of your work is like, whenever I'm in my feels, that is like, I'll either watch Kyle's wedding films or your birth films. And I just like,
oh, that's so sweet. No, I love it. Yeah. And I've been wanting to do video forever. Like years ago I tried, I was like, not very good. And so, but after I did yours, I was like, I have to learn this, because for me, video is like, I love photography. I love photos. I love what that can give to a family. But for me, like, video is bar none. Like you truly do get to like relive these moments. You get to hear those first cries. You get to hear like those first words that you said right after, or your husband like encouraging you. Like
shameless plug to like promote you. Although
where do
it's
people
not like you
find
want a ton
you?
of work, so sorry. But I had no idea until I watched my birth film with Cal, where I didn't know if he was a boy or a girl, and one of the other doulas caught it, that I said, what did I say? Like, hand him to me, or I said something about him, and I had no idea. I would have never known that if I didn't have a birth film.
Yeah, or one of the other. I remember a client saying she didn't know that her husband was the first person to touch her baby until she watched the film. So just things like that, where I'm like I love, and obviously like I had to go through my births to get to this place, because I remember like a friend asking me years ago, being like, hey, will you be a backup for a birth for me? And I was like, absolutely not. You do not want this face in that space, because I will not help. I will be horrified.
Wow.
So like, it's just, I had to go through my own birth experiences to get to this place. And it's just, it's really cool. And it's just to get to marry those two passions of mine. And
What would you tell a mom that's terrified to, one, get pregnant, or she's in her pregnancy and terrified to give birth? What would you share your wisdom?
I guess I would just say, like, you're meant, like, your body's meant to do this. And I would just encourage all, like, the first-time moms, or even not first-time moms. I'm like, go watch this Business of Being Born. Go listen to like specifically like this course, so that you just have like you do. Whether you're at a hospital or not, like I still think it's like such important information to know like what's going to happen to your body and how this is going to work, and how you can work with your body instead of fighting against it, so that you can go in to be able to mentally be like, I can do this, and I don't have to be afraid of this. Just because, like I said, like I learned so much about how much fear plays a part in the pain experience that you go through in that in that delivery, rather than like really truly just surrendering and being like, I can get through this, and visually like watching those waves of the contractions, and like knowing like this is the peak and then it's going to come down, and just learning like breath work. Like there's specific like breathing techniques that I learned that were super helpful specifically for like Colin's birth that I did. And so a mom who's afraid, like, just study, like don't go like you don't have to go crazy about it, but just like absorb all of the positive like birth stories that you can absorb, and just anything else, just say that's not for me, like nope, that's not for me, and just trust. And it's hard, like sometimes I feel bad saying that, because I know that there's still moms that like that's not going to be their story. They're going to do everything they tried possible, and like to know like in the end, like birth is birth, and birth is gonna birth, like and you don't know, like you cannot control this situation, and just kind of trust.
And you also can't judge a transformation. Like it doesn't have to make sense the day your baby's born, or the day a year after your baby's born, but maybe in 16 years that's the reason the birth story was the birth story.
Totally. Wow. Well, postpartum with either one, like, do you remember, which you might not, but do you remember anything in particular that like surprised you or shocked you? Because we talked a lot about your feelings about birth, and you were afraid of that, but you know, the diapers and things like that, which you were a pro at, apparently, like wearing a diaper. But I just mean, like, did you expect that you would
eventually stop wearing them?
I stopped shitting myself.
I'm a big girl now.
Like, did the tearing surprise you, or were you prepared for all of that?
I don't know that I thought much about it. Like, yeah. No, I'm trying to think postpartum. I think, honestly, I was surprised at how well I did functioning on no sleep.
Yeah.
That was like really shocking to me because I was someone who would like just sleep in along. And then
I actually think that's really important because a lot of people,
I
that
sleep
a ton now are like, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
And you shift really fast.
Yeah. You just, it's wild. Like, it's truly wild, like how you can function when you're in that season, because now I'm like, I can't do it. I stay up till midnight and I'm a mess the next day.
Yeah.
Like, so it, like, just the grace that's like in that season, like that really just comes for you. Like, it's, that was kind of surprising. Like, just the fact that, like, and the fact how patient I found myself, because I am not a very patient person and I get very overwhelmed very quickly. Not to say that there weren't moments, because obviously, like, there was plenty of moments of just tears of like, I don't know what to do for this baby. But in general, yeah.
Yeah, the other day, Ariel's like, I was feeling rage and I left him on the bed and I walked away, and then I came back and like, my baby.
I'm fine. Yeah.
I just have to walk away for a second.
Yeah. So I think it's just surprising, like, how well you really can function on no hours of sleep.
But we're made for that part too. You know, like, just like the birth, it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
It's definitely harder though.
Yeah. And even just like the transition to 2, for us was like fairly easy, but I think also, like, I had a really good support team. Like, my husband was really amazing. My mom would come over and hang out with Lucas, so like we could give him like individual like attention, and also it was COVID, so we just didn't leave our house, and that made everything easier.
Yeah.
So
the permission to just be home. That's nice.
And, like, yes.
Nobody can just show up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do I have feelings about that? Maybe
It sounds like it.
Nobody can just show up out of nowhere. Sorry.
So real. She's 4 months postpartum.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was like, I know those stories, but hearing them again and with more detail was really special.
Yeah.
My first time hearing all the stories and how beautiful.
Yeah.
And like, one, your transformation, but the wisdom and love that you just gave to anybody listening. Because I talk to women often in my job as a doula, and I get on the calls and they're like, what am I going to do? Like, how is this thing going to come out of me one day?
Yeah.
And you just changed, I hope,
Yeah.
many stories.
Yeah.
I hope so too. Thank you for letting me tell my stories.
Yes. Thank you, Kelsey.
Yay. We do a little hug.
Thanks for joining us on Girly Pop Birth Talks, where we hold space for the messy and meaningful journey of becoming her.
If today's story moved you, made you laugh, or reminded you of your own strength, we would love it if you subscribed, shared the episode, and left us a quick review.
We're so glad you were here.
Seriously, you're one of us now.
We can't wait to do this again soon.